Hi folks, as promised, a quiz on top of a hillside, and I'm just going to show you that hillside. I've walked up. Over there, let me see, over there you can see, I think those are earthworks. I think those are dating hundreds of years ago, because they're not natural formations, so I think they're from a fort or something. And you can see the trees, and you can see high up into the hills, and then round to Bromyard, just there. What it is Bromyard is like in a valley, like a long bowl with hills all around it. And for my mental health, I like to go to the hills. They're not big hills, so they suit me. They suit an old lady. But I don't know, can you hear the birds? It's very quiet. I don't know if you pick it up, but I come up here and there's so many lives going on here that have nothing to do with all the things that worry us. You know, there's no politics, no viruses, lots of birds. I was followed on my way up here by a herd of Herefordshire cattle who seemed to be very attentive to me. Luckily there was a big fence between them and me, but they were following me as I walked down the path and then up again, and they were all getting excited and they were running, and I thought, oh goodness, they must really like me. And then I thought, no, they haven't had their breakfast yet. I bet that's what it is. So it puts one in one's place, really. But as promised, a quiz on a hillside, all about hills and mountains, and this will hopefully give you a bit of fun. And also I'm trying to raise the profile of my Facebook presence, and I'm working on a website because I want to be able to offer particularly solution focused support to people who would like it. So do keep a lookout. The website will be coming very soon. Okay then, right. Oh, and one other thing to tell you. A very old friend of mine contacted me, and she's setting up a website for women, and she wants me to write about mental health and wellness. And so that'll be another website that I'll tell you about nearer the time. It's going to take a month or so to set up. But all of these things flowering online because of COVID. It's really great. Okay, right, quiz. Right, the first round is TV, and not really very apt TV, is it? Because, I mean, look, we're in the middle of the countryside. But this is TV that is about the countryside. Question 1. Which TV soap is set in a village in the Yorkshire Dales? So, which TV soap is set in a village in the Yorkshire Dales? And those Yorkshire Dales, they're a bit steeper than the hills round here. Question 2. Which sports programme covers winter sports on snowy slopes? Which sports programme covers winter sports on snowy slopes? Okay. Question 3. Which mountain did celebrities climb for comic relief in 2018? And those celebrities included Shirley Ballas, Ed Balls and Alexander Armstrong. So they climbed a mountain in aid of comic relief. Which mountain was it? Question 4. Which ex-doctor and TV comic hosts a programme looking at different types of TV with a satirical edge? So it's rather a satirical look at TV. And he's an ex-doctor and he's a TV comic. What's his name? And finally on the TV round, question 5. Which TV series tells the story of a group of vets based at Skeldale House? And that again is in the Yorkshire Dales. So which TV series tells the story of a group of vets based at Skeldale House? Okay, right, so let's just have another little look. There's some lovely trees. They've lost most of their leaves now, most of them. Now some of them will have lots of mistletoe on them, but I can't see any round here. But the mistletoe is thick and fast around here. I don't suppose there'll be much call for it this year. Anyway, round 2. UK hills and mountains. Okay. What's the highest mountain in the UK? What's the highest mountain in the UK? Okay. Question 2. What is the name of the hills that run between western and eastern areas of the north of England? And this range of hills is known as the backbone of England. So it's the backbone of England. Okay. Question 3. Catching a train at Llanberis, you can travel to the summit of which mountain? So which mountain can you travel to the summit of if you get on the train at Llanberis? Okay. Question 4. Which hill situated in the centre of Edinburgh is 251 metres high? Okay. Right. Question 5. What is the Scottish word for mountains that are over 4,000 metres high? There's a special word they use to describe these very high mountains. Of course, they're very high for the UK. I mean, they're tiny compared to others. So what is the special word that the Scots use for mountains that are over 4,000 metres high? Right, now I'm going to walk a bit and I'm going to do the music round. Now, as you may have guessed, I don't have I don't have my laptop with me, so I'm dispensing with Spotify. So you poor things, you're just going to have to guess the song from my la-las, okay? And there's no points for artist because it's all me, okay? Right, question 1. La 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 la. So I might be just running over those hills, mightn't I, on that one? Question 2. La 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 la. Oh, and I just saw a rabbit running across the field at the far end of the field. Right, question 3. And this is something that is quite seasonal. La 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 la. Right, okay. Question 4. La 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 la. Okay. And then question 5. La 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 la. Do 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 do. Okay, so that's given you a bit of suffering, and I'm now actually at the earthworks. You can see them. And there's I think it's a helicopter up in the sky. I don't know if it's the police helicopter, looking to see if I'm cattle rustling or anything like that. Right, now then, on we go to our next set of questions, which is food. Food, which is connected with mountains and hills. Okay? What concoction of cheese and wine heated up over a flame is eaten in the Swiss Alps? So what concoction of cheese and wine heated up over a flame is eaten in the Swiss Alps? Okay. And now question 2. What is the name of a British sweet often used by hill walkers to fill the energy gap? And I think it's foul actually, but anybody that goes to places where there are walkers will have seen this in the shops at the base of the hill. Okay, so right, what hot spiced wine is served to skiers on the Austrian slopes after a hard day's skiing? It's also served in lots of other places, but it's a hot spiced wine, and it's served particularly maybe to skiers who come off the Austrian slopes after a hard day's skiing. Okay, question 4. The St. Bernard rescue dogs were said to carry which drink in a small barrel attached to their collar in order to revive exhausted climbers. Not climates. Our climate might be exhausted, but it won't be revived by a St. Bernard dog. The old St. Bernard dogs that used to take part in mountain rescue, what drink were they reputed to carry in a little barrel attached to their collars? And question 5 of the food questions. Which blackish berry grows close to the ground over many northern hills in the UK? It is said to be a superfood. So it's said to be a superfood, and you go up to the hills in Scotland and the north of England, and it's just everywhere, growing on the hills. Okay, so that's the end of the food round, and we come up to the last round, which is who said. And I'll just show you. There's some molehills. You see, I get excited about these kind of things. I mean, I did live for 2 years in a village, a long time ago, but I'm really a city girl, and you see I've still got my makeup on, my lippy on and everything, but it's nice, it's great to be here, really. Anyway, last round. Who said, "I wish I were a girl again, half savage and free. Why am I so changed? I'm sure I should be myself, were I once among the heather on those hills." So who said that? I'm sure I should be myself, were I once among the heather on those hills. Okay. And then who said, question 2, we've got some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountain top. We've got some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter to me now because I've been to the mountain top. Okay. Who said, question 3, we've been through the initial peak, but it's coming down. We've been through the initial peak, but it's the coming down the mountain that is often more dangerous. Who said that? Okay, question 4. Who said, I'd rather stick a pin in my eye than trek Nepal? Who said, I'd rather stick a pin in my eye than trek Nepal? Someone being honest. Right, and question 5. My experience with the mountain rescue team have left me in awe of their dedication and sheer professionalism. Okay, so that's somebody's experience with the mountain rescue team left them in sheer awe of their dedication and sheer professionalism. Who said that? Okay, so that's the end of the questions, and now we're going back to the answers. And goodness me, I'm rather glad that there's no other walkers around or the farmer, because it might be a little bit embarrassing. Although I'm not doing any harm. Right, okay, so we go back to the TV. Which TV soap is set in a village in the Yorkshire Dales? Well, of course, that's Emmerdale. I've never watched it. I gather from my research that it's gone the way of most TV soaps, and it's all kind of murder and arson and all sorts of horrible things happening. But it was originally Emmerdale Farm? Anyway, it's based in the Dales. Okay, Emmerdale. Question 2. Which sports programme covers winter sports on snowy slopes? That, of course, is Ski Sunday. And do you remember that awful feeling on Sundays when that music for Ski Sunday would come on and you'd know that it was school the next day or work the next day? Oh, horrible. Right, so Ski Sunday. Which mountain did celebrities climb for comic relief in 2019? And some of those celebrities were Shirley Ballas, Ed Balls and Alexander Armstrong. Armstrong? The answer is, of course, Kilimanjaro. Right, question 4. Which ex-doctor and TV comic hosts a TV programme that casts a satirical eye on TV programmes? And that, of course, is Harry Hill. Harry Hill, yes. The connection there was in the name of the comic rather than the programme. And question 5. Which TV series tells the story of a group of vets based at Skeldale House in the Yorkshire Dales? And that, of course, was All Creatures Great and Small. And there's been a new series of it on Channel 5, which is rather good, actually. If you like the Yorkshire Dales, I think it's not bad. OK, then, so that's the TV section. Now the section on UK hills and mountains. All right. And I'm just walking along towards this little spinney of trees here. OK. UK hills and mountains. What's the highest mountain in the UK? That is Ben Nevis. And that weighs in at 1,345 metres high, or 4,413 feet. OK? Right. And I can see here I've made a terrible mistake with one of these other questions, but I will let you know when we get to it. Question 2. What is the name of the hills that run in between western and eastern areas of the north of England? It's known as the backbone. They're known as the backbone of England. And that, of course, is the Pennines. It's the Pennines. And they are known as the backbone of England. OK. Question 3. Catching a train at Llanberis, you can travel to the summit of which mountain? So it's Snowdon. And Snowdon has a railway, the Snowdon Mountain Railway. And if you get on at Llanberis, you can get a train up to the summit. I don't think it's operating now, but let's cross fingers for next spring. Right. Question 4. Which hill is situated in the centre of Edinburgh and is 251 metres high? And that is Arthur's Seat. That's Arthur's Seat. OK? Right. I always wondered why it was Arthur's Seat, because actually King Arthur's associated with the west of England. But maybe it's another Arthur. I don't know. Question 5. And this is the one that I got wrong. Which is the Scottish word for mountains over 4,000 metres? Now that was what was wrong, because we don't have any mountains over 4,000 metres. It's over 4,000 feet. So my apologies. My apologies to everyone. Give yourselves a mark anyway. The name of it is Munro. Munro. OK? Right, and now, who said you wouldn't suffer? OK, the music round. OK then, the first one was, the hills are alive with the sound of music. So that's pretty self-explanatory. And then we go to question 2. Someday we'll find a house on a hilltop high, you and I. And that's the folks who live on the hill. Question 3. Now, you might not get this unless you're quite a regular churchgoer, I think. This is, hills of the north rejoice, river and mountain stream. Hail to the Advent voice, valley and lowland sing. OK, so Hills of the North, it's an Advent carol. And, you know, it was actually quite hard finding songs with hills in them. So I settled for Hills of the North. OK. Question 4. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is older, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home. That's it, it's country roads. OK? And finally, let's put an end to this, shall we? Question 5 of the music. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling, from glen to glen and down the mountain side. The summer's gone, and all the roses falling. Sorry. The summer's gone, and all the roses drop. Dear me. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling, from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone, and all the roses falling. 'Tis you must go, and I must bide. And I'm not going to go any further with that, because it gets very high, and my voice isn't very much up to scratch this morning. So, right, that's our music. So now we go on to the food. And one of the great things about going for a walk on the hills, sorry everybody, just getting the right questions. One of the great things about going for a walk on the hills is that when you get back, you feel you can have something really nice and stodgy. Anyway, question 1. What concoction of cheese and wine is heated up over a flame and eaten in the Swiss Alps? And this, of course, is fondue. And you can dip bits of bread into it, or you can actually get little bits of meat, or I guess probably kind of certain vegetables and things, and just coat it with a cheese sauce. Very nice. Right, what's the name of a British sweet which is often used by hill walkers? This is Kendal mint cake, and as far as I'm concerned, it's one of the most disgusting things you could ever take with you. But I guess it's got advantages because it's so hard. It's so hard you don't actually. I mean, you know, it could rain on it and it wouldn't dissolve, and it wouldn't melt in your pocket. And it's basically just a slab of sugar. So it's very good for you if you need that sugar rush, but it tastes not very nice. Right, which hot spiced wine is sipped by skiers after a hard day's skiing on the Austrian slopes? And that's Glühwein, hot spiced wine. And it's also, of course, sipped on many Christmas fairs now, and many parties at Christmas. So it's spread. Question 4. The St Bernard Mountain rescue dogs were rumoured to carry a drink in a barrel on their collars. What drink was this? Well, it was whiskey, and it was rumoured that it was there to revive climbers who had got into difficulties. I don't honestly know if they did, but that was the story. And then question 5. Which blackish berry grows close to the ground over many northern hills in the UK? It's said to be a superfood, and that is the blueberry. And I can remember picking many blueberries just growing wild on the hills. They don't grow here, but blueberries, they do grow on the northern hills quite extensively. Okay, right, and now you'll be glad to know we're on to, the last round. Let me just put this down. Goodness, right. Right, okay then, who said, I wish I were a girl again, half savage and free. Why am I so changed? I'm sure I should be myself were I once among the heather on those hills. And that's Cathy from Wuthering Heights. So give yourself a point if you said Cathy or Wuthering Heights, or Emily Bronte, the person that wrote it. Okay, question 2. Who said, we've got some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop? This was Martin Luther King, and it's a very sad thing, really, because he made this speech the day before he was assassinated. He made it on April the 3rd, 1968. And he said, you know, he's been to the mountaintop. He knows what's ahead. But sadly, he didn't live to see it. Okay. Question 3. We've been through the initial peak. But it's coming down the mountain that is often more dangerous. Well, guess who? That was our beloved Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, on the 10th of May. So, too darn right, Boris. Coming down the mountain is often more dangerous. Right, question 4. I'd rather stick a pin in my eye than trek Nepal. That is Anton Dubek. Anton Dubek. And you can't really imagine Anton, the kind of spotless and dapper Anton mountain trekking, can you? And then the last question of this quiz. My experience with the mountain rescue team have left me in awe of their dedication and sheer professionalism. Well, that was Prince William, who had a placement with them in 2005, and he was left in awe of them. So anyway, that's it. I hope you all have a lovely week. Take care of yourselves, keep safe. Love you all. Bye-bye for now.